Welcome to HubMesh. Here are the developer tools and AI agents trending on GitHub right now.
Managing 200+ hours of agent work, loopx keeps long-running tasks stable. But how fast can you verify your system? This provider-neutral control plane keeps goals and handoffs stable while your agent executes bounded turns. Developers can learn through a curated developer book that guides project onboarding and core control plane foundations. Single sessions finish quickly, but multi-day work gets harder when objectives change or evidence goes stale. Real benchmarks prove these are not one-turn demos, showcasing an OpenViking sequence spanning over 200 elapsed hours. With simple Python requirements, you can instantly verify your environment by running loopx doctor without external dependencies. StockResearchAgent uses a 26-stage workflow to prevent unverified financial claims, but how does it stop partial results from leaking? It gives existing agent harnesses strict contracts and validation, so financial analysis remains non-executable and evidence-backed. Choose it when external hosts already own their model credentials and require harness-neutral execution boundaries. Developers can verify contract behavior locally by running a CI-backed smoke script that tests deterministic output paths. The framework guarantees structured risk challenges, timestamps, and evidence lineage to audit every valuation claim. It works by checking completion criteria on terminal submissions, publishing only accepted results so partial drafts never reach consumers. App Youngcut generates complete 916 videos to end manual editing chaos, but see which paid tool it replaces. Busy creators can produce scripts, voiceovers, visuals, and captions from a single idea fast. Its bearer key user API enables external automation so AI agents can manage workflows end-to-end. You avoid vendor lock-in with fully auditable code while bringing your own providers to control costs. It is positioned as a free self-hosted alternative running 10 times cheaper than premium closed platforms. Unlike paid tools like Clippy AI, it provides a free open-source alternative focused on vertical generation. With 108 verified features, mypaios handles local AI chat and research, but how do you secure a LAN access? At a glance, 90 core engine modules and 62 API wrap modules keep your local setup structured. You can hand P tools so it runs the whole task itself across local models or cloud providers. An interactive tour lives on the landing page so you can preview the full workspace right in your browser. Defaults work out of the box, letting you configure models, search, and email inside settings effortlessly. For advanced setup, generate local certificates, using mkcert to expose your server safely over HTTPS on tailscale. Orkas uses a superpowered commander to run specialist AI agents locally, but how does it eliminate traditional framework code? Its commander coordinates specialist agents to turn your goals into an executable path without writing flowcharts. Rather than a single chatbot, this desktop interface understands context to dispatch parallel CLI coding tools. You can automate recurring reports, break down product specs into dev tasks, and generate slides directly. You can download installers for macOS and Windows, or run from source on Linux. Unlike code-first libraries like LangChain, Orkas differs by letting you direct local agents entirely through chat. CyberClaw slashes P2 critical agent incident rates by 80% using two-stage calls, but how does it fit enterprise workflows? Its transparent architecture removes black box uncertainty by giving developers clear visibility into every agent decision. CyberClaw natively supports OpenClaw skills, so you can reuse existing agent ecosystems without rewriting code. A dual watermark memory system saves user context in SQLite to prevent token overflow while keeping long-term preferences. You can install the package with pip and launch an interactive configuration wizard to test model providers. Finally, it secures enterprise compliance across Linux, macOS, and Windows with audit logs and sandbox controls. Inside one single container, qch-hermes-gmail-gateway connects multiple mailboxes to AI tools. But how do domain policies protect production? This self-hosted system requires explicit consent during login, so every active mailbox remains safely shared across authenticated sessions. Tokens are stored with least privilege access inside SQLite, while an MCP endpoint exposes read-only search operations. The server architecture uses Alicia to serve static files and accept bearer tokens on port 3300. System requirements are minimal because the entire container runtime runs using Docker Compose without needing bun locally. During OAuth setup in the Google Cloud Console, configure domain rules so company policies enforce explicit user authorization in production. Aifix-code turns 3 failing tests into a verified patch branch automatically, but stay tuned to avoid package install conflicts. It generates isolated patch branches like A1B2C3D4, so you can safely review diffs before you merge. The repository guide outlines key capabilities including issue-driven pull request generation. All code modifications happen inside an isolated Git worktree across PyTest, Maven and Vitus test environments. The strict engine relies on deterministic verify checks while blocking model access to any system shell. Run of tool install to deploy aifix-code without breaking project dependencies like langgraph or pydantic. Instead of trusting raw claims, xorcise captures OpenTelemetry evidence from live cyber runs, but how is its core engine licensed? Tested on Ubuntu with Docker, the CLI lets you verify your host before booting the stack. You get live streaming traces alongside deterministic checks and model-based scoring. It evaluates existing frameworks like OpenHands or custom agents using standardized telemetry. Agents target deliberately vulnerable scenarios involving SQL injection inside isolated networks. The core evaluation engine goes public as open source under a patch 2.0. VideoSeek finds video timestamps locally using an ONNX, LANC, and FFmpeg pipeline with a shortcut to bypass manual setup. This free Windows tool on GitHub lets installer and source users share the exact same UI while querying videos. Search by frame or semantic chunk to group visual results, or generate summaries through OpenAI-compatible services. It helps editors quickly locate NAS footage and allows Cursor or other agents to query search via HTTP. The interface preview illustrates the visual screen layout of the desktop application. To skip configuring Python manually, grab the installer and import resources like FFmpeg on first launch. With Watchtower, keyguard-app scans your vault for compromised passwords while keeping your code access terms strictly bounded. It operates as a unified client for your Bitwarden vault, giving you offline access and passkey support. You can help translate the interface or request a new language to make security accessible worldwide. Getting started is easy across Android, Linux, macOS, and Windows through multiple package repositories. Finally, the source code remains available for personal use, guaranteeing full inspection rights for individual security. 8 skills and 1 shipgate let create Chrome extension publish fast, teasing interactive interview commands. This plugin handles scaffolding, screenshots, and store submission in one session, bypassing manual setup steps. Instead of vague memories of store rules, automated checks produce polling zips within half a day. Submission rules are encoded into scripts rather than vibes, keeping your third-party API credentials completely secure. The factory evaluates generic readiness and web store compliance across 2 layers to block unmaintained code. Interactive commands conduct an interview about your concept to generate assets and strip unused entry points seamlessly. Using the mimo-v2.5 model, mimo-vision-mcp gives text models vision, but full integration requires one specific CLI step. It helps text primary models like DeepSeek Flash interpret error screenshots and design drafts before reasoning. You can call describe image for single files, analyze multiple images for comparisons, or extract text directly. Under the hood, the server converts images into base 64 and posts completions requests to generate text descriptions. Installation uses ovsync to create the virtual environment with dependencies like httpx and python.env. Finally, register to Claude with the exact vision model flag so your sessions instantly recognize image tools.
That's the mix for today. Subscribe to HubMesh for more daily repo trends.